You know, it took only 2 years for the this band to be an overnight sensation. First breaking big in UK, and then internationally Australasia, and then in Europe. Finally arrived on the shores of Canada and States. Of all things, they were featured on Fridays when I think they didn't have a record contract. But Brian Setzer and the boys, when this song came out, ladies and gentlemen, it was technically the second single from the Stray Cats, but I think it's the most popular song. And ironically, it charted on the disco charts, but it spent time putting down disco in the lyrics. Now, Rock This Town, again, by the Rockabilly band Stray Cats, was released January 30th, 81 by Arista Records in UK, where it peaked at number 9 on the single charts. It was taken from the band's 81 debut album, Stray Cats. In its first US release by EMI America was on June 82 album, Built for Speed. Released in a single on August 31st, 82, it debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 for the week of September 18th and eventually peaked at number 9. Now, Rock This Town was listed by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as one of the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. Now, the song has been featured in a variety of media, including the video games Guitar Hero 2 and Elite Beat Agents, as well as a video game for the 2006 Pixar film Cars. Now, what really worked for them, ladies and gentlemen, the Runaway Boys didn't do as well as a lot of people expected. And, of course, the songs and the follow-up Stray Cat Strut were produced by Dave Edmonds. Now, the single has quite a few covers through the years, but where it finished in the charts was quite interesting. 30 on Australia, but Belgium number 3, Canada top 6, Ireland top 6, Netherlands top 3 in the Dutch top 40 in the single top 100, 18 New Zealand, 10 in Norway, 9 in the UK, 9 in the Billboard Hot 100, and number 4 in the US mainstream rock charts. Now, Belgium is the 35th place song of the year for 81, Netherlands number 56, and Netherlands number 41 on their two charts. Now, ironically, ladies and gentlemen, Stray Cat Strut was before this, but as an import, Stray Cat Strut peaked at number 78 on the US Disco Top 80 chart, which is kind of ironic because if you listen to the lyrics of Rock This Town, it has that, that rockabilly beat that includes, some of Dave Edmonds' influence as well. Well, my baby and me went out late Saturday night. I had my hair piled high and my baby just looked so right. Well, pick you up at 10, gotta have you home at 2. Mama don't know what I catched off of you. And that's all right because we're looking as cool as can be. So that resonated with a lot of 35-year-olds at the time for obvious reasons. Well, we found a little place that really didn't look that bad. I had a whiskey on the rocks and change of $1 for the jukebox. Well, I put the cold rock into that can and all he played was Disco Man. Come on, baby, baby, let's get it here right away. And again, Stray Cat Strut went top 80 in the disco charts. We're going to rock this town, rock it inside out. We're going to rock this town and make him scream and shout. Let's rock, 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 man, rock. We're going to rock till you pop. We're going to rock till you drop. We're going to rock this town, rock it inside out. Which is a throwback to like the 1950s Billy Haley and the Comets, early Elvis, early Carl Perkins. Let's rock, 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 rock. Now, while we're having a ball just a bopping on the big dance floor, well, there's a real square cat. He looks like 1974, which is a throwback to the sellout rock of the 70s. When he looked at me once, he looked at me twice, looked at me again, is it going to be a fight? And the video itself kind of tells the whole story if you've seen it before. It's really, really comedic like the song is. We're going to rock this town, we're going to rip this place apart. Now, we don't know if a brawl started right after the song, but in the video was quite interesting because it seems like Brian Setzer was talking to his main enemy in the video, like saying, you look at me again like that and there's going to be trouble, which is kind of the rock aesthetic. Now, the Stray Cats were basically one of the best threesome bands of all time. A weird name that they'd use, but we're going to talk about Stray Cat Strut again. It worked. When Rock This Town made the top 10, Stray Cat Strut was re-released and hit the top 100 charts. But a lot of people see Stray Cat Strut leading into Rock This Town because you can't, it's out of sequence if that makes any sense. Now, Stray Cat Strut is almost like a lead-in to the plot of Rock This Town, and that video consisted of band members and extras performing in an alley while an irate resident throws things at them. It also featured scenes from the 49 MGM cartoon, Bad Luck Blackie. Now, in the October 98 issue of Guitar World magazine, Setzer's solo from Stray Cat Strut ranked number 2 in the top 100 guitar solos of all time. As for Rock This Town, ladies and gentlemen, this is a true go, as we say. It's Rock This Town was listed as one of the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. So this was almost 3 decades after Rockabilly, but it gave resonance to that era where it was not, say, forgotten, but Rockabilly was a big part of the expansion of country and western rock music, because Elvis and Carl Perkins were basically Rockabilly artists that were putting it together. And Johnny Cash did a lot of Rockabilly. I think Cat Rhythm is his best Rockabilly song, and it all works together. So when the Stray Cats were there, with the help of Dave Edmunds, they were paying tribute to, again, Carl Perkins, the old Rockabilly, even Roy Clark's guitar. You're looking at Buck Owens, that genre. Everything in country music from, I think, 53, 54, all the way into skiffle, was a lot of Rockabilly influences. And I think, for a certain generation who were tired of disco, they were tired of romantic music, they were tired, New Wave wasn't touching a lot of people. But I remember when the Stray Cats started hit, on a Monday, nobody was playing it, and on a Friday, everybody was playing it in my high school in Dalhousie Regional High. Now, how it worked, ladies and gentlemen, in my high school, on the red carpet, there was an independent, non-affiliated DJ who would play songs at noon hour, and I think our principal allowed Stray Cat Strut to be played because it reminded a lot of people of the 1950s. And it started a quiet movement of that Rockabilly look, the tease hair. But Brian Setzer, on Fridays, you got to see the video where these blonde highlights, and he's like 135 pounds soaking wet, and he's wearing eyeliner. He's a punker with a little bit of mod in him with the eyeliner, and he's just so beautiful. And like I said, I'm not a gay man, but I mean, if I was a young woman, he broke a lot of hearts back then. And I know he did a lot of interviews, and he said, they asked him, and Slim Jim Phantom as well, he said, "Are you doing it for the women or the music?" He said, "Both." Because, I mean, holy frig, I'd like to see a book or a documentary on the Stray Cats to see the influence they had. They literally brought back classic rock and roll much better. Like, Elvis died in 1977. I think it took about 5 years for the Stray Cats. And there has been a band like the Stray Cats since that has had an impact on Rockabilly in the modern era, like Stray Cats. So those two songs, Rock This Town and the Stray Cat Strut, I mean, holy frig, ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful era for music. And like I said, you had Adam Ant as well, which had a little bit of, not say Rockabilly, but that pretty boy aesthetic. He took it to the next level. He even took aspects like of Fabian and Troy Donahue and all that, like the Teenage Angels and Tab Hunter. God bless his soul. I mean, when you see Stray Cats and Brian Setzer, it all comes to mind saying, like the Hops they have back in the day before rock and roll became commercialized and marginalized and drug-ized, that's the way it goes. So Stray Cat, Rock This Town, Stray Cat Strut, what a dual's legacy for Stray Cats. If you like what you're doing here with our Behind the Tracks podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.